Hello, sixth graders. Welcome to Measures of Center lesson. Pause while you write the lesson title in your math notebook. Pause again while you write today's lesson objective in your notebook. Today's objective is I can find the median and mode of data sets by completing practice problems with 100% accuracy in multiple attempts. One of the standards we'll be working on today is create a statistical question given a context and develop a data set with a given measure of center, spread, and overall shape, and determine how additional data points impact these measures. The second standard we'll be working on is summarize numerical data sets in relation to their context by finding measures of center, variability, and overall patterns. We're going to start with a vocabulary review. A measure of center is a measure that describes the typical value of a data set. The mean is one type of measure of center. Here are two others. Be sure these key ideas make it into your notebook. Median. Order the data. For a set with an odd number of values, the median is the middle value. For a set with an even number of values, the median is the mean of the two middle values. So the example here is the data is 5, 8, 9, 12, and 14. So for that set of data, the median is 9 because 9 is the middle value. And the second example, the data is 2, 3, 5, 7, 10, and 11. But since there are two middle values, 5 and 7, we take the median is 5 plus 7 divided by 2, which is 6. So we just average those two middle values. Now let's take a look at the mode. The mode of a set of data is the value or values that occur the most often. Data can have one mode, more than one mode, or no mode. When all values occur only once, there is no mode. So here's our example. Our data is 11, 13, 15, 15, 18, 21, 24, and 24. So in this case, there are two modes. 15 occurs twice and 24 occurs twice. So the modes are 15 and 24. Let's take a look at example 1. We're being asked to find the median and the mode of these bowling scores. So where it asks what you're being asked to do, that's the question. And our first step is to order the data. So a lot of kids try and find a shortcut for that and not put their numbers in order. There really is no shortcut. You need to do that. And second step is we're finding the median. And so we're going to add the two middle values and divide by 2. So I usually find the two middle values by crossing out the ends. So I cross out the left end and the right end, and the left and the right. And I just keep going until there's only one or two numbers left in the middle. And then I get to step 2, which is add those two and divide by 2. So 135 plus 145 is 280, and you divide that by 2, and you get 140. And our third step is to find the mode. So we look at our list of numbers, and we can see that there are two 160s and only one of every other number. So the value 160 occurs the most often. So our answers are the median is 140 and the mode is 160. Example 2, we're finding the mode. The list shows the favorite types of movies for students in a class. Organize the data in a frequency table, then find the mode. So we are being asked to find the mode for this information. So our first step is to make a frequency table. So this is a frequency table right here. And our second step is to make a tally for each vote. So every time somebody tells you what their favorite type of movie is, you would mark that down in the tally section. And then our third step is to write down the frequency. So that means you total up the number of tallies, and that's the frequency. So that tells you how often each type of movie was chosen. So comedy received the most votes, so the mode is comedy. Now, mode is the only measure of center that can be a non-numerical measure. So it can be something that is not a number. So our answer here is comedy. But you can't have a mean or a median that is something that's not a number like this. Mode is the only one. Example 3, and this is an important example. You'll have questions about this, and it's a little bit tricky. So pay close attention and take careful notes. We're choosing the best measure of center. So it says find the mean, median, and mode of the sneaker prices. So the sneaker prices are over here in the picture. And it says which measure best represents the data. So your question is this: which measure best represents the data? So step 1 is you find the mean, and that's 48.5. Step 2 is you find the median, and so you order those from least to greatest and average out the two middle numbers, and you get a median of 41. And step 3 is you find the mode, and the value that occurs the most often is 20. So your mode is 20. And then to figure out which one is the best representation of the data, you kind of have to look at what your data is. So most of our sneaker prices are around $40. The mode is less than every other price. And the mean is higher than almost all the other prices. There are only 2 other prices that are higher than the mean. So in this case, the median, which of course is in the middle, is the best representation of the data. Remember to complete your notes in your ISN and do your Google form questions, review the lesson if you need to, and complete your Big Ideas math assignment in your Math Spiral notebook. Submit that assignment when it is 100% correct and not before. Be sure to track your progress on your playlist.